I live it, I love it, I breathe it, it works. What am I talking about? I'm talking about what I do on a daily basis and why really you should listen to me or even take my advice or, think that any of my posts or videos are of any relevance and value. I just want to give you a little bit of a background into what's gone on for me over the last 30, 40 years and what brought me to where I am now and why I am so passionate about my Give program, which has enabled me to live a full, fun, productive, and more importantly, or as important, but what is a real big bonus, is I look forward to the future all the time. And it's because of 4 habits that I practice. And at the beginning I said I live, I breathe, I love, and I do these habits, and I do. And I talk about them on my website, danwince.com, and on my happiness page, my Facebook business page, Happiness No More No Less. So very quickly, I was severely mentally ill on and off for all of my adult life, up until about, 7 or 8 years ago, it sort of started to level out. And I still have tiny blips every now and again, but I am on a minute amount of medication. My doctor says it's just like taking an aspirin, and it just keeps a lid on things. And it was a mental illness, and I had various forms of different mental illnesses, but they were, I remember one of the senior psychiatrists at the hospital said to me, what I had is the equivalent of a cancer. So really quite severe. But with a little bit of help from the doctors and the therapists and everybody else that I went to see to try and get me back on track, I've distilled over 40,000 hours of study and knowledge. Because I was unwell for such a long time, I was in bed an awful lot of the time. And what that meant was I had a load of time on my hands. So I read, I watched videos, I looked into papers and studies that had been done on happiness, happyology, positive psychology, neuroscience, all the latest developments that had been happening. And it was so interesting and so mind-opening for me. But the problem was, I was like a rocket without any fuel in it. I knew what to do, but I wasn't doing the practices. So over 10, 15, 20 years of study, of learning about all of these things, these practices, these habits, I've distilled it into a program. It's called a Give Your Life a Boost program. And the Give stands for 4 different habits. So the G stands for something, the I, the V, and the E. Now the G, the guy that was commissioned to do a really in-depth study about this practice, took him a number of years, and on his discoverings and him talking about what he found, he's quoted as saying that it is the most single significant thing you can do to improve the quality of your life. The V in my Give program is part of a longest study ever into human happiness and health done by Harvard, started over 75 years ago. And the results of that study, that it came out that this particular thing, this V in my program, actually prolongs the length of your life if you have it in your life. So I don't want to give too much away, but you will find on my happiness page, Happiness No More No Less on Facebook, I talk about the 4 habits, I tell you what they are, I go into detail, and it's all there for free. People pay for this stuff if they come through the business at danwince.com and Success Gym that I run. So I just, that is why I just want to give you a little bit of background into me. I'm Dan Wince, and yeah, that's where I've come from, what I've been through. That's how I got to be as well as a person I think can possibly be. I'm positive, happy most of the time. Nobody can be happy all of the time. But the difference, or the great thing with me now is that I've sort of got a highway to happiness. It's all about the neuroscience and the neurons that are firing and wiring in your brain. And because I've been doing it for such a long time now, when I do have a little dip in mental fitness, as I like to call it, I soon get back on track to a highway to happiness. And it's because of the habits that I live by. And so this program is an online course, and people do pay for it. But it is, you know, I've lived it. I do it, I practice it, and it's great. And a lot of the information can be found for free on my YouTube page, my Facebook page. But if you are interested in the online course, that will be coming out soon. And just give me a message or give me a nudge, and I'll let you know all about that. So nice to meet you. I look forward to hopefully connecting again somehow, sometime. And yeah, all the best. Stay well. Bye for now.